Hey guys, welcome back to Become a God. This episode we're going to take a look at Yellow Flyers. Minocaro has been piloting a Yellow Flyers deck in the Ruunin Open, and it looks pretty good actually. I'm pretty curious to see how it turns out when being played on the ladder. Yellow Tempo is still and Yellow Russian still the most popular yellow builds at the moment, but it'd be nice to see Yellow Flyers get some spotlight and get some wins in as well to show that it is a competent deck and can rumble with the top decks of the tier list. So let's get into some matches and see how this deck performs. Alright guys, into our first match. I'm curious as to what to keep. I might want to keep the Manta Rider. It's such a solid card to be playing on turn 3, so I'm just going to throw away the champion, which I regain back, and the Soul Pact as well. So I don't mind keeping Manta Rider so much, just because it's such a strong play. Look at this, guys. I've got the Krog set. I've been waiting for this to come around for a while. I've been sitting on so much gold. I was like, I can't wait till that Krog set comes out. And I finally have it. I have all the bits of Krog. I am complete as a human being now. Now I just need to become an ogre to fulfill my fantasies. Or an ogre king. Oh, well, I don't want to get ahead of myself. Anyway, let's just pump out some threats right now. Kaleem on the right looks pretty good. We can go Manta Rider in the middle. This gives us a creature that can challenge this Bone Collector directly. And I could have actually did it the other way around if I wanted to play around power-ups, but I'm kind of just expecting this Bone Collector to move back. Maybe see a couple of creatures down here, maybe a Demon Wrangler or something like that. The Manta Rider can then take off to the left-hand side and start collecting around here. Now what I really like about this list, looking at it at first, was the inclusion of 3 Soul Packs and not going down the Drakkar Sky Captain route. And the Drakkar Sky Captain route is kind of tried and tested. You know, as we've seen that combo be kind of a big part of Yellow Flyers' identity for a very long time, but Yellow Flyers has never really had that much success in recent times. There's always been Yellow Tempo, Yellow Rush, so I'm glad to see Mino kind of taking a different kind of angle with the deck. And it's pretty good. So I'm pretty happy with how this deck looks right now. Just got to see how it plays on ladder. Tournament decks, ladder decks can be quite different. Like I said, we shall see. Now, Bone Collector can move here, but if this does turn or trigger or pop, or whatever you want to call the terminology, this will be able to zip right up here and take a clear on the Bone Collector. So I'm trying to encourage land developed here with a creature just to make sure that this Bone Collector can be protected. But there's two Last Nightmares, there's 2 Choking Sands, there's 1 Emperor's Command, so I have a lot of good removal options when it comes to dealing with stuff like the Bone Collector, and even the Assassin if I draw well. See, this is so risky because the Sunsilk Fury is now going to be able to just clear out the Bone Collector, and I have a Choking Sands to go along with it. That's so good. I could even kill the Spirit of Rebirth at this point. Wow, okay, things are looking fantastic. So let's do this. Put down this guy. This guy can move forward. We'll stick the champion here because I wanted to be able to deal 5 damage next turn. Zip. Let's clear this out. Just so there's no value, so I've cleared the Spirit of Rebirth first, because if I was to clear these first, it's going to add +1/+1 around the board. Not interested in that at all. Yep, let's clear out this Bone Collector. Choking Sands this. We're in a fantastic position. This is really good. Oh my goodness. I wasn't quite expecting to be able to pull off such a powerful play like that. This is kind of Yellow Tempo style play right now, going for these big board clears. But the one advantage Flyers has is the mobility. You know, these guys are very mobile and very big as well. They're going to be able to challenge a lot of options that Green Yellow Sacrifice would have around this point of the game. I mean, realistically, what's the best thing that could happen for Green Yellow Sac? Demon Wrangler combo, perhaps? With something else? Maybe a Demon Wrangler on a Bloom Sprite and finding something quite durable? Wind Soldier's not bad here, going to clear out the Colleen, but I can still push 10 damage next turn if nothing comes in these slots. I see another Wind Soldier come down just to ease the damage. Another cool thing about Soul Pact as well, it allows you to be a bit more aggressive because you can get that Faeria back while you use the Soul Pact. You didn't have to zip around the board and collect all the time. I'm going to go for an Iona's Smile. So my plan is to draw for like a Empress Command, maybe a Soul Drain. So I can use Iona's Smile first. And this is a way for me to get cards out of my deck, so it gives me a higher chance of drawing removal. Right, okay. So let's take a draw. Okay. So this assassin is a little annoying because I don't really want to lose this, if I'm honest. And I don't have the Faeria. So I could have actually +1 Soul Pact champion instead. That probably was the stronger line, actually. So what I could do instead, I could collect, I guess. I could collect off here. And then I could kill the assassin and just play another, maybe just play another Manta Rider. I'm going to play on the left-hand side because we've seen a Wind Soldier, so if I put on this side and a Wind Soldier came down and cleared the Manta, I wouldn't have a double collect on the left-hand side. And I have this champion as well, so I can move here, collect, move here, and hit. This can go here. And there we have it. Game number 1 is going to be wrapped up there. This reminds me of all the yellow control, and I've spoken about it a few times in the past in videos. You know, just those memories of that deck I love so much. And this is starting to feel a lot like yellow control, so let's keep going. I'm very interested to see how this continues to perform. Alright guys, into another match. Well, this could actually get us a flyer. It's not actually too bad a keep, I guess. I don't know. Like, I'm gonna keep this just to try it out more than anything. I do pick up a creature, which is great, so I can start getting something going. And the great thing about Sunsilk Fairy and Iona's Smile is the fact that you can kind of use this to thin your deck of creatures, so you have more chance of drawing an event going forward. Now I'm going to be a little cheeky here actually, and I'm going to go for the Sunsilk now. Let's go for the Iona's Smile. Let's thin our deck. Double Manta Rider, that's pretty tasty. I get to play Manta Rider down next turn. So my opponent has gone for the old smoke, you know, just rushing around. It's going to be a Queen's Guard, feels bad, but I do have a Flash Wind if I need one. Could just clear this out, but I think I'm just going to Flash Wind instead. Yeah, I'm going to Flash Wind instead. I'm just going to go in. I don't see why not at this point. Just Smokerino. Let's stick this here. Go for the Flash Wind. Because this is going to get 4 damage off for sure. Because there's no mountains yet. So Cypher's Wrath on this is 2 turns away. I just hit for 4. I get to hit for another 4. And then my opponent can probably Cypher's Wrath it. And then just hit my face. Gain some Faeria. Absolutely fine. I can just clear this out and use a Soul Drain, I guess. But I think I'm just going to go for the Sunsilk first. I'll +1 into the Soul Drain and clear this, and then I'll go for the hit to the face. This is just setting up a threat. So if this does get Cypher's Wrath, this guy could turn, and then I could go in as a 4-2. Now, I don't know if this is the correct way to play this matchup. I was just trying to play to the strength of my hand. Ground Shaker's a little sad. They always have Ground Shaker. Red players always have Ground Shaker, even when I play red. There we go, there he is. Alright. So we can collect +1 and we'll just stick a Manta Rider down. So now we're on the defensive again. A little unfortunate that my opponent did have a Ground Shaker and a Cypher's Wrath. Just the wombo combo. Going for Gift of Steel, Gift of Steel. No, Gift of Steel, Axe Grinder. Just trying to set up lethal for Flame Burst, I would imagine, on the follow-up. So absolutely fine. So we can just kind of move this. Well, this could actually double collect. Not too bad. Take Soul's Rain first because we want to heal the maximum amount. Go for the Emissary, +1 and 1 pass. So just making sure we have enough Faeria to go into the next turn with the Manta Rider. I've seen a lot of Red Rush recently. Absolutely tons of it. Alvar was playing Red Rush against me today. I've played against it so many times. It's a little bored of seeing Red Rush now, guys. Can you change the meta, please? I'm gonna go for a clear. Very interesting. An opportunity to just push 5 damage this turn. This is where I'd be a big fan of Kaleem's training. Emperor's Command, that's not bad. Do I want that for healing? That's the question. How do I kill this otherwise? It just doesn't happen, does it? It's not a great situation to be in, really. Double collect. I can soul pact. I can heal, but I need to kill this. And my problem is if I go for the Emperor's Command on the Brute now and finish it off, this 5/2 is just gonna live and deal 5 damage anyway. So I could just do this instead and just get the Manta Rider down and save this for healing. And then just hope I draw a Last Nightmare or a Choking Sands on my next draw. I have a lot of good answers to cards like this in the deck. It's just I haven't seen them, unfortunately. Saw a lot of Manta Riders. Imperial Drain. Sure thing. They're gonna hit me there. Ugh, come on, game. Nope. We're not allowed nice things, you see. So yeah, that's probably just game. I'm just going to get Flame Burst to the face now, and that's going to wrap this match up. Yep, there we go. Alright, so I made an interesting line there. I did something a little different. I tried to get some early aggression in, hoping there wasn't both Ground Shaker and Cypher's Wrath in my opponent's hand, but had both of them, so I kind of foiled my plans there, and it was very hard to get back into that match. But yeah, that's 1-1. We'll change our game plan next time we run into Red Rush. We won't go so aggressive. We'll try a more defensive strategy. Alright guys, into another match. We're going second this time. Manta Rider in hand again. I do like keeping this. I don't know if it's correct. I'm being completely honest with you guys, but I just like keeping it. It's just such a durable creature to get in the early game. And I appreciate that durability that Manta Rider offers a deck like this. You know, a card that's just going to be really annoying to clear. It can collect Faeria for me. It's quite a menace if it gets a mobility trick on it as well. It can zip around the board and then cause trouble. Big fan of this when I get to play it. It's a bit frustrating to play against sometimes, I will admit, but overall I quite like the card. So we're going to go down the left side here. We'll set Manta Rider here, because Manta Rider not only clears the Wood Elemental, it also lives to tell the tale. Unless Ground Shaker shows up. But yeah, that's just Ground Shaker for you. Crashing parties since 2015, I would like to say. always a pain. So this is some form of red-green, potentially a Salamander list. Salamander's just picked up in so much popularity recently. Yeah, we'll get Manta on this side and we'll put Kaleem on this side. And we're going for that same setup we went for in the first match of this episode. You know, Kaleem, we just switched them around this time. We put Manta Rider this side and we put Kaleem this side. I want to save my Emperor's Command. I want to save it for a situation which is difficult for me to deal with, and maybe I just need that -1 life in order to clear something. And speak of the devil, and he shall appear, Ground Shaker is back in town. This is quite a nice Bone Collector setup, simply because if I do Nightmare this now, the Bone Collector will die, and it will also clear my Manta Rider, which then can be cleared by the Wood Elemental, but then I can clear it with the Soul Drain. Yeah, that sort of stuff. So let's even, maybe we don't even bother? I just don't want to leave this up, I guess. I guess that's the truth of it. Could take a draw to get Soul Pact. That would be fantastic if I could get a Soul Pact. Yeah, let's go for it. Let's take the draw, because if I get a Soul Pact, I can kill this with the... I could Emperor's Command this and then kill this and keep my Manta Rider alive. Unfortunately, I didn't find it. I'm going to collect a bit more Faeria going forward, which is okay. So I can... Let's just Nightmare this guy. And I can move up and collect. No, I'm going to even consider moving Kaleem here. I get an extra collection. I can just have a quick poke at this this Living Willow. Let's finish off this guy. Yeah, let's just pass. We could go for the Eye and a Smile to dig for more creatures, but I might as well do that next turn. There's no need to do it right now. I might as well keep that card in hand and have my opponent question what that card is. So this cleared the little Manta. I'm hoping Kaleem is okay here. We just need a bit of combo removal, really. But these Bone Collector green-red decks generally don't run Flame Burst. Some of them run Cypher's Wrath, or one of them either run Cypher's Wrath or Flame Burst, or not at all. I have seen that, so I'm pretty optimistic that my Kaleem shall live. Soul Drain's not as appealing as it once was, because even if I kill the Wood Elemental, the Ground Shake is still gonna live. So let's go for the Eye and a Smile first. See what we pick up. Okay. Okay. It's not bad. Do I even need another desert at this point? I want to play the Sunsilk Faeria and I want to play the Soul Drain. Like I said, I want to keep this just in case. You never know. I think I'm gonna put the Fairy here. +1. I'll take the Soul Drain. I'll just clear this out. I could have Emperor's Command there, I suppose. But if I was gonna Emperor's Command, I should have Emperor's Command last turn, because I would have preserved the life on my Kaleem. So I'm just trying to stay consistent to what I've decided. As much as I would have liked to have changed, I don't think it was worth it. See, now Emperor's Command seems pretty good now. And you know, I like the Wood Elemental step in there, just a little cautious of what this little Fairy is capable of. Well, let's take a draw. Let's try and crack this open. Fantastic. Okay. So I can still Soul Drain this and hit, but it doesn't do anything at that point. So ideally, I need some mobility to go along with it. So let's just move here instead. We'll set up an Emissary. Then we'll do the train in here. Sorry, the Emperor's Command there. And that kills the Water Elemental. We still have the Kaleem on the double collection on the right-hand side. Deepwood Stalker, okay. So Deepwood Stalker gonna finish that off. I wonder if this Wood Elemental will feel safe enough here, threatened by mobility, because if I have one mobility trick, I can clear this out with the Emissary, and this can move in. We do pick up a Last Nightmare, that's not bad at all. Let's go for a draw. Manta Rider. I could clear this side. I think it's worthwhile. I think it's worth just going for the full clear. Even if I do use my Fairy on a Wood Elemental, it still only costs 2 Faeria. So it's not too bad. So yeah, let's just Let's just take the clear. Yeah, just move this over there. And then we can go for the Manta Rider on this land next. So I can make my last desert here on the right and go for the Manta Rider. I really want to pick up some of those champions, to be honest, so I can start maneuvering around the board. Again, this is so dangerous. Let's go for Soul Pact. So I could probably find a champion. The problem is I'm not gonna have enough Faeria to do it. So I've got 2 here. I can have 2 left. I can Soul Pact. I won't be able to make the mobility play, so I'm just gonna do this instead. So I have enough land for my champions next turn, so I don't have to think about that. So if I do need a +1, I have that option. And I've also set up here again, which is quite nice. Just gonna move in the way there. Oh wow, going for the Firestorm. Luckily I can still double collect. Oh, there's the Flash Wind, a little too late, I must admit. Let's go for... yeah, let's go for the Smile. Let's see what we find. Didn't even find what I want in the end. Little unfortunate there. Right, I'm going to play the Sunsilk on this side. I'm going to draw. Right, okay, that's typical. That's decided what I'm going to do. I'm going to use the Flash Wind here. Clear the Spider. Soul Pack this side and get this guy down. And the reason I used the Flash Wind there instead of the Soul Drain is because I might need the Soul Drain to finish off this Bone Collector. But also, if my opponent was... if I was just to move the Manta and then Soul Drain the Spider, my Manta could just get Deepwood Stalkered from hand. And then I'm in the exact same situation I was before. Doing it this way, I put the Sunsilk Fairy down instead to replace the Manta. So if a Deepwood Stalker was to come down in response to this, it would kill the Deepwood Stalker, and I would still be in a situation I wanted, which I set up now. No collector on this side. That's my thinking behind it. You guys may agree or disagree, but I feel like I need to play around Deepwood Stalker a little bit because that's one of the cards that's going to help my opponent get back into the match. Now this looks like a Yakapult turn to me. Yakapult becoming a very popular card in these green-red builds. We're even seeing it in all sorts of decks, tricolor decks. It's just become kind of a universal win condition so far. Oh, alright, okay, so I do find mobility, but it's not the best. It's not too bad, actually, because I can move, I can desert, I can champion here. Push this across. Clear out that Yakapult. So I now have... all my nightmares are gone, so I have 2 Choking Sands. So I have a good way to get rid of the next 2 Yakapults, assuming there is 2. Sorry, assuming there is 3 in total in the deck. I've killed 1. So I'm just making the assumption that there are 2 left over. There might only be 2 copies, and it's very hard to say how many Yakapults to expect when playing. Elderwood Embrace. So these meaty Bone Collectors causing some problems here for me. I'm getting really thin on my deck right now. I just would really like to find a Choking Sands. Do you mind doing that for me, game? Just a Choking Sands, not much. So even if this Bone Collector comes and kills the Emissary, I can then finish it off with my other Emissary. That is the plan. I want to Chokin Sands this one before it starts to build up. And if Yakapult, say, came down, which I don't think it will, just because the champion's in a very good position to challenge Yakapult at this point, I'd be able to clear a Yakapult and Chokin Sands a Bone Collector. So Chokin Sands is a big part of my strategy right now, and I haven't seen one yet, which is really unfortunate because Chokin Sands, one of its best matchups is probably this swarm-based green-red deck that we're starting to see picking up in popularity recently. I'm also curious if there are enough events for Sunsilt. There's probably an Ionis Smile left. Maybe a Soul Pact. 2 Chokin Sands, I guess. So I think there's about 4 events left in deck and 4 creatures. And the creatures are going to be 2 of these. Use all of the emissaries yet? Yes, we have. So these are my last of my emissaries. I think there might be a Manta Rider left. It's hard to say. Goes for the Willow. Let's go for the clear. And then gonna Caretaker the Willow, I guess? If the Caretaker goes on the Bone Collector, it's not too bad actually, because I can just move across. Yeah, so I can actually just move up, clear this, zip across here and clear this. Do we take the Smile? Might have to avoid playing the Smile. I think we just take a draw instead. Chokin Sands, okay. Yeah, okay, let's do this. So clear this guy out. Move across here. Chokin Sands this. Yeah. So we're Chokin Sand. We're just using the Chokin Sands now because I don't want a Salamander to have a huge impact. This is in this situation we have a kind of a low impact Salamander. Not that there's enough Faeria to even play Salamander right now. There would have to be a actually. So Salamander's not even an issue. Yakapult. That's in an interesting position. Yeah, we'll punch there. I might even collect actually. If I Soul Packed up to 7. If I could go up to 9 Faeria, I'd be very happy because I'd be able to Chokin Sands this and I'd be able to use the champion to move me around. Let's see what I draw, because if I draw a Flash Wind, that's not too bad either. Let's push 4 here because this doesn't have line. This doesn't have a good line of sight at all. So I should just be able to get away with this. So Bone Collector's just going to eat this little Fairy up. But if I draw the mobility trick, I can just push 10 damage and then leave my opponent on 1. And then this will spawn into a 2/2 Manta anyway. This might move up now to try and shoot stuff. So this could move here and shoot. But this wouldn't be able to kill the Windborn Champion. So I'm just curious to see if there's any removal from my opponent. This is a really tight game. I'm low on gas here. My opponent isn't in lethal range, unfortunately, because of that 1 life. Yeah, it's just gonna move there. Still needs to kill the Windborn Champion. Just wondering, do I change my line somehow? Collect 5, Soul Pact, +1 8. It's not enough for champion Choking Sands, that's for sure. Could do a bit of guerrilla warfare, I guess. I could move here, I could hit, and then I could just champion this out of the way. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that instead. Yeah, let's go for, like I said, a bit of guerrilla warfare. Unless we push this out of the way. No, because the Acapult can still do stuff. So yeah, let's move this here. Just hope for the best now going forward. I don't know. We could see Firestorm come down. No, I mean, it could move and then +1 Firestorm, Blazing Salamander. I have Choking Sands, I guess, so I do have a way to kind of sort that out. So the Firestorm does come down. Okay, is it going to be a +1 Firestorm? Blazing Salamander. Ugh. Yeah, that was pretty brutal. Okay. Going for the Hail Mary here, guys. So, the plan going forward is I'm hoping to kill the Salamander with the Choking Sands and then set up Lethal. With Stalker. Let's see how my opponent decides to position the defenses. Gonna go for a heal. Oh, that one life is becoming a major problem for me. I don't know if I have any enough steam left to really win this. Where's a campfire when you need one? Interesting. So I'm protecting the Acapult there. Alright, let's just see what my last card is, and then I can determine if I can win. So go for the Choking Sands. I need to get a hit in this turn. But I also need this to live. It's not easy. Oh man, I don't think this is gonna work, guys. I just got a feeling that I'm gonna get taunted, and this is just gonna move back. I don't have it. Like I said, I don't have enough gas really to win this game. Very close though. I wonder where did I go wrong? Do you think? You guys have any thoughts on this match? I'd be very curious. Where did I go wrong? Is that just Ground Shaker? Yeah. Six cards, 6 turns. 1, 2, 10. No, I can't survive 6 turns. Not without forcing my opponent to draw. I mean, I can dance around this all day, but one more creature comes down, I probably lose. So yeah, let's just call it, and yeah, that was a good game though. I did enjoy that match. It was, man, it was just so frustrating. I couldn't just find that finish. Maybe I was too aggressive with the 4-2 on the turn I pushed the 9 damage. Maybe I should have went more for board control, but I wasn't drawing those choking sands when I needed them. I had to use the nightmares on the ground shakers to maintain board control. So things didn't really line up for me in draws, where these bone collectors had the opportunity to just snowball out of control. But yeah, good game. Let's get on to our next one. Alright guys, into our next game. I'm going to keep the Manta Rider. I've been keeping it so far. It's been alright for me. And I like it. It's just such a good early play, like I've said. Let's see what Satyrus has in store for us today. Am I going to get smoked? Maybe. Say hello. Let's be friends, Taram. Join me and you can become the Tree King. And I will be the Ogre King. Just remember, the Ogre King is the superior king out of the two. That's all you need to remember, Taram. Oh, he is smoking. That little rascal. Alright. We're going to build differently this time. And we went for the more aggressive line before. And it didn't really work out for us, did it? So let's mix it up a little bit. Can go for a smile here. We might just draw a creature, 2 creatures we can play. Fantastic. And this will still give us enough Faeria to be able to play the Manta Rider on the follow-up. So that was a fantastic draw. It might actually be worth keeping Iona's Smile with Manta Rider, because you can go turn 2 Iona's Smile and just maybe find a Sunsilk Fairy or an Emissary. Okay, so this is going to be Red Rush. Yellow Rush instead of Red Rush. I was expecting Red Rush because of how popular it's been recently. But no. Gonna go for Soul Drain as well. Feels bad. So now I need to draw that Soul Drain. Choking Sands is such a sad draw. Maximum sadness, guys. Let's kill this. So we're gonna just stall on damage a little bit. We are giving the monk another turn to hit my orb and draw a card. There's another prayer. I'll be very sad because 2 prayers in a row. It's pretty brutal. Follower, follower. Yeah, this is not looking good, guys, is it? I've just got 4 things around me straight away. Yeah, I guess it's just game, like 2, 4, 6. Gonna take 6 damage next turn. Yeah. I guess I do this. I don't really know at this point. I think I just lose, but to be fair, Yellow Tempo really struggles with this matchup, so there's no surprise that Yellow Flyers does as well. I haven't really seen much Yellow Rush recently. It's mainly been Red Rush. Another monk? Another Soul Drain? Alright. Yeah. Yes, I draw. Why not? Soul Drain. Okay. Could have drawn first and Soul Drained instead. Don't think it really matters. I'm just going to lose this now. He's hit me so many times. If a Zealous Crusader comes down, I have to draw a Last Nightmare. I have to have enough Faeria to do it. Chances are I won't have enough Faeria to do it. Just going to go for a Wind Soldier, collect, Flash Salmon. Okay. Yeah, okay. Good job, mate. Good job, buddy. You played a bunch of haste creatures and hit me in the face. The pinnacle of ability there. I know I sound really salty, but it's just one of the saddest ways to lose in this game. You just are helpless against the onslaught of Yellow Rush. But it is a bad matchup for Yellow Flyers. I mean, other decks will do better. Ground Shake, for example. would be very good here. But don't have Ground Shaker in the deck. I'm playing yellow after all. So let's get on to our final game and see if we can get a bit more fear of a matchup going into that last match. Alright guys, final game. Let's see if we can get something going. Let's try keeping this. Let's see if this helps us in any way. I guess I could keep this hand. I got a turn 2 play. I can smile for more guys. I have some removal. Let's try it out. It's gonna be a forest, not double neutral this time. Feels good, guys. I can actually play a game this time round. Oh no, it's Green Rush. Forget everything I just said. I'm not gonna play defensive. I don't want to play defensive here. I'm just gonna play how I want to play, and I'm going to take the more proactive approach to this matchup in hopes that I just win it. I'm not sure if this is correct or the best strategy. It doesn't really matter to me at this point. I've been smoked 3 times during this episode, so I want to do a bit of smoking of my own. Come at me, green player. Hopefully, I get myself a Flash Wind. Flash Wind is what I really want. I want to be able to move around cards like this. I want this to trigger as well, and it does. I'm in a fantastic position. Feel good. Because now I can actually just kill the Verdant Force. Boom. Yeah, and let's just... You know what? Let's just make life awkward. Because I'm going to play a Manta Rider aggressively next turn. That's my plan. Just get the Manta Rider down. I'll make sure my opponent can't push. My opponent's just going for defense now. Complete change of pace. No Flash Wind. Feels bad. So yeah, let's just do this. I'm not going to hit into the Grove Guardian because I want the Grove Guardian to stay here. If I hit the Grove Guardian gets to collect next turn. Well, this turn actually. I'm not happy with that. Let's make the Grove Guardian do the work for me. I can finish it off with a Soul Drain, and I'm hoping I can pick up a bit of mobility to go along with it. Wait, is there a spider? Really? Okay, I wasn't expecting a spider there. At least a spider trades. So let's just say, for example, my Manta Rider dies, a spider would kill the Manta, and it would live. At least in that case, they traded. I can be pretty happy with that. Now, if I want to kill the Grove Guardian, I can take comfort in knowing that one spider has been used. But let's take a draw. Lots of soul packs. Not that interested in them, unfortunately. Should have maybe made a desert here instead. Sure. Sure thing, we'll do this. But Choking Sands, not going to be as useful in this matchup, since we've already seen Verdant Force and Grove Guardian. So we've already seen like a lot of meaty guys coming down. Oh dear, that's not a card I want to see right now. So anything high cost I'm happy with, anything low cost I'm sad about. So a Bone Collector, for example, is just insane off this card. It's a 6 Faeria, massive guy who just keeps getting bigger as it clears stuff. If it's a really high cost creature, I don't mind so much, simply because I'm able to clear it with the Last Nightmare if I draw one. So yeah, let's just sit on this here. I will take another desert. I think we might as well build towards the champion, so we can build up this way. Yeah, let's get another emissary down. We have plenty of Faeria in hand. We can burst a lot of Faeria into our control with these soul packs. So we can just like go soul pack, +1. That's 5 Faeria on its own if I need Faeria. So Faeria is not an issue here. I can still just keep developing to the board. I went for double collection on the right hand side because I decided that 2 damage wasn't worth it. I think the Faeria is more important. I need to be able to defend against whatever monstrosity this card has created. So let's see what happens. These are pretty good against like Green Rush. No, this has got they're just bulky, which is really good. Who's Tiki Caretaker? So Last Nightmare, absolutely fantastic here. I would like to take a draw. I really would, but I don't know. It doesn't seem worthwhile. This is, I mean, it could be Horsemaster. I have to take that in consideration. How much damage could I push realistically? I can double Soul Pact, collect. That's 9. I can collect 10. Land, champion here, 5. Or I could just clear these 2. And then maybe, or maybe I just use my champions to collect. So maybe I do the same thing actually, but just don't go for the damage. So Soul Pact, Soul Pact. Okay, we'll go for 1 here. Move this in. Clear. Then we'll move back here. Move this one in. Move in and clear. So we gained a bit of Faeria. We used our mobility for economy rather than for trickiness or trying to maneuver around things. We cleared the 9/9, so playing around potential Horsemasters if they exist. We're in a quad collection position right now, as well as this just going for 5. This can go for 5, so I can actually push 10 damage if I want. So my opponent needs a really good answer here, like a good taunt or a good defender. Shrine's not too bad. It's not great though. Gonna race me with a Kodama? Well, Kodama doesn't outrace me, which is something to consider. Let's take a draw. Manta Rider, okay. So if I sit here with this Windborne, he can't actually hit my face. Yeah, so I'm in a good position now. I'm using a Manta Rider to block. This is probably going to jump back and try and kill something, which is absolutely fine. I've stopped it from hitting my orb, which is the most important part because this would heal, and all my hard work here next to my opponent's orb is undone. What's really good about the Sunsilk Faeria in this position is if it does turn, I'm able to clear this in 1 shot. This is still lethal. My opponent still needs to find an answer to stop lethal this turn. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Is there an answer? There is no answer. Krog is very happy with taking down the Rush. Good game overall. I mean, the deck kind of looked like a mid-range deck to me with the Grove Guardian and stuff, but went for the more aggressive line. And in my frustration from the previous match, I decided to play aggressive myself, and it did work out for me this time. So yeah, good game. And that concludes this episode of Become a God featuring Minocaro's Yellow Flyers. I did enjoy the deck. It had the awkward matchup against Yellow Rush. It may be a bit salty, as you guys saw, but it's just not a matchup Yellow kind of mid-range control decks really excel at. It's really bad. It's kind of funny actually, one of Yellow's worst matchups is itself. That's something to think about, isn't it? If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, drop subscribe to keep up to date of when our content goes live. And I hope you enjoyed my Blue Jump deck. I most certainly did. I've had a lot of fun with that deck. I've still been playing that deck outside of these videos. I'm still enjoying it. I might bring it back for another episode. I feel like I should, just because I love it so much, and it's just so good. It's so satisfying when you get a win with that deck, getting that Dream Reaver combo off, and then the Ninja Toad just to finish things off. But I might have another green-red variant for next episode. I haven't decided which one I'm going to do yet, but I hope you guys will enjoy it nonetheless. So until next time, guys, take care and enjoy Minocaro's Yellow Flyers.